What's the holidays without a little bit of caroling with your best friends? What's up, everybody? Tony here from Kapowcast, bringing you a look at the Gremlins Winter 2-pack exclusively from Target. That's right, it's not the one you can get at comic book stores and all the other places. This one is exclusive to Target. I got lucky on this because I just kind of randomly showed up at a Target, not expecting to find it, and was able to find not one, but I think there was 3 at the time that I actually grabbed this. So now I get to add this to my winter train set underneath the Christmas tree to terrorize the cats, because I'm pretty sure they're afraid of these. Anyways, so you got the front window showing off these 2 caroling gremlins. It looks at first glance that they are the same exact ones that come as the Ultimate Gremlin and the Gamer Gremlin and all that. So really, this is just kind of an accessory pack. So anyways, you got choking hazard in here, and look at that, no kidding, 14 and up, really small, but 14 and up. Guess that means it's not for kids. Anyways, you got to look at one gremlin over here on the side with the Gremlins logo. You got the back here, which I'm really hoping that I am able to pull off a diorama of this scene, because I think it'd be really cool as a setup. And here you got a picture at the bottom of the other 2 gremlins that you can get from basically anywhere, any comic book store, any online vendor. And then up at the top you got a little description of basically the Gremlins plot, in a sense. All right, and then you got to look at the other gremlin that comes in the pack with his accessories on. Got nada at the bottom, got sculptors and stuff. I always gotta remember to look at these sculptors, because these guys are pretty freaking talented, not gonna lie. And then the top, I don't know if I showed that yet, but Gremlins 2-pack Neca. So let's crack these boys open. Okay, and as accessories go for this pack, without including what's actually on the Gremlins, we have a candy cane, which I think might possibly be the same candy cane that came on Gizmo. I wish I didn't pack it away, and then with that way we'd be able to compare. But it could very possibly be, it could very possibly be not. Anyways, you get a candy cane. And then obviously, if you're a fan of Gremlins, this guy is almost a must-have for a Gremlin set, seeing as how they mow down in Billy's kitchen on some gingerbread cookies before terrorizing his poor mother. This looks great. It has a textured sculpting to it, which is fantastic. Everything is sculpted on it. There's nothing oddball about it. The back even has kind of a texture of cookie to it as well, which is fantastic. I love that. I love that. I'm wondering about size comparison with the Gremlins with this thing, though. I think it might be alright, but who knows? And then we have 2, not just 1, but 2. Let's see if I can figure this out. Okay, here we go. And then, there we go. 2, what is this, like sheet music, obviously for caroling, which is pretty cool. I don't know what song it is, because obviously it's not listed. And then you got the backs here, which kind of pulled away from the light. It has like kind of a weathered look to it, which is honestly, that's pretty sweet. They're both the same, so let's just look at one. Let me turn that down just a little bit. So yeah, you got kind of this weathering look around the edges, which is awesome. I think that's pretty cool. I love the attention to detail that Neca takes. It really sets off the price point on these guys, and the factor of just, you know, obviously buying 2 more Gremlins. All right, and there we have our Gremlins out of the box, and this is actually really cool. If you have the Ultimate Gremlin or the Gamer Gremlin, you probably know the problem you have with the accessories not really sitting on very well on the Gremlins itself. But this is a little different. These are actually kind of the scarves and stuff they're not soft goods. They're like molded. They're like a molded like a softer plastic. I'm not sure what kind of plastic, but they are actually attached onto the Gremlin. So in order to get it off, you have to pop the head off, which that could be dangerous. And then the hats are molded to the Gremlin heads. So like, a downside is that you can't move the ears, because if you've seen these before, you know that the ears are articulate. So that's a bummer. You can't move the ears. But on the bright side, you have accessories that don't really fall off. They still do fall off when you fumble with them. They will come off, which is, you know, that's a bummer, but whatever. At least they stay when they're standing. One big drawback when I pop them out of the thing, this boy's ankle right here, the ball hinge seems to have popped out of the ankle socket. So if I pivot it too much, it just poop pops right out. So that's kind of a bummer, but obviously these things aren't going to be moving that much. So we will take a look at this guy first. Like I said, this is the same gremlin we had from the Gamer Gremlin and the Ultimate Gremlin. Or is it? I wonder if that's different. I think that might be. I'm gonna have to grab one of the other gremlins down just to make sure that they are the same. And I'll probably do the articulate. If they are the same, I'll probably do the articulation on said gremlin because I did not get a chance to heat these joints up. Plenty, like most of the joints on these actually move pretty freely out of the box, which is it's a first. I have not had one out of the box where I haven't had to heat up the joints and do the NECA unboxing, if you will, the NECA unboxing trick. But these are cool. I like this a lot. I like these scarves. I like how they're not soft goods, but they look like soft goods. But yeah, so there we go. Let's take a look at this guy real quick. Check out the soft goods and stuff on him. Get him out of there. Focus up on him. Like I said, pretty sure it's the same thing, but those soft or not anti-soft goods, chameleon soft goods, if that's what you will. Hashtag chameleon soft goods. Are pretty awesome. I really love them. I really love them. I do have a plan to put these out as Christmas decorations. So this is awesome that everything stays intact, especially with the cats. They love to visit these guys. That's awesome. Oh my god, I didn't even notice this in the first script. The hat says NECA. The freaking hat says NECA. Bravo, gentlemen. Bravo. That's fantastic. Very good. Very good. Very good. Okay, so here we have one of the Gamer or Ultimate Gremlins. I could say that maybe there's slight differences in the paint jobs. Not severely. I was kind of hoping that there would be a little bit of difference between the paint jobs, because obviously these guys, the Kerala Gremlins, you get an up close and kind of personal look, where the Ultimate Gremlins and stuff can kind of just be whatever. But it looks like the brows are a little bit different, along with some indications around the eyes. It looks like the eyes are pretty much the same though, and it looks like a lot of the other paint is roughly about the same. Turn them the same way. There is a little bit of variation up here on the shoulder, and variation in the line work of the brown. Kind of different shading. Same thing, it kind of uses a different brown. Doesn't look like there's any different pattern on the ears or anything like that, or different pattern scales or on the butts. Little cockroach butts. Which that's actually what's designed. This one's a little bit more brown. This one's a little bit more dulled out, like a dry brush almost. True story that the design of the Gremlin's bottom half is more like a cockroach for two reasons. Obviously for the creepy reason, but also to hide the puppeteer's hand. So there's your Gremlins 101. Same thing on the other side here. A little variation in the shoulders, but not nothing like crazy. Still both have the spiked mohawks, even though you can't see this one's because of the hat, but still got the spiked mohawks. It kind of looks like the hat's bigger, but maybe that's because his ears are pulled back. I don't know. But anyway, I love them. Spot on. Great job. Okay, and like I said, I'm going to use the Gamer Gremlin for the articulation. So head turn, they do go a full 360 around, but I'd highly suggest not doing it. Just stick with 90-degree angles. It's the safest bet. Both the jaw articulates, and then the ears do articulate, so you can get movement. But like I said, because of the molded hats and stuff, you're kind of duped on that. You do get rotation in the neck, not much, but a little bit. I think this goes 180, but I'm not going to push it. Obviously, NECA joints. We all know this. It doesn't bear repeating. You can go. The arm goes the full 180, but obviously just stick with the 90s. See, it goes the full 180 or full 360. Elbow bends, single joint. You got a bend in the wrist. You got to be careful. These joints are so well hidden. So you got a bend in the wrist, and it swivels. The legs are where it's dangerous. I've actually already broken one of the Gremlins from the past. So you get kind of this weird rotation up in the thigh here, up in this joint. So it's just like a swivel a swivel joint. Then you get this little boy right here, which is a hinge. So it hinges up about that much, and then it'll hinge back about that much. You don't want to push these joints. They're small, they're fragile, they will break very easily. Same thing with this guy. You kind of get about one click of action. And then their paw or claw or whatever it is, you get a rocker. You get kind of a rocker, and then it does swivel as well. Doesn't really bend, it's kind of like a 360 rocker. It's really weird. And then that is it for articulation for the Gremlins. Cheers. Alright, there you have it. There is the Target exclusive Neca Gremlins 2-pack of the Winter Caroling Gremlins, or whatever it was called. Side note, was going to go do the articulation with this guy. Went to go do the head rotation, and the head popped clear off. And it's just kind of, it's not a big deal. It's just sitting there loosely on the joint. It's kind of the same issue that I had with this guy's hoof. Or that's not a hoof. That's like a claw. It's not a hoof. So caution, warning, whatever. Be careful with these joints. I think because they pop them off to get the soft goods on them, that they might be worn. Not entirely sure. I would suggest, if you like the Gremlins line, to go and pick these guys up strictly for the chameleon soft goods, as I called them earlier, because it's cool because they're form fitted. They fit and they sit and they stay put, which is fantastic. It's definitely one of the biggest irks that the Ultimate Gremlin, the Gamer Gremlin, and even Gizmo had for me, was the factor that these items that you'd place on them would not sit and stay. Like if you touched them, they would fall off. So that was the biggest downfall of the Gamer and Ultimate Gremlins. But if you enjoyed this review, make sure to follow us on all of our social media: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. If we're still on YouTube, make sure to like the video, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications so you don't ever miss anything that we post, and check out the podcast every Friday on the Pod Bros Podcasting Network and anywhere else that podcasts are streamed. And until next time, I'll see you guys later. No.
I'm